Good Monday morning, right here, Millionaire Mindset Book Club. We're in No Limits by John Maxwell. Got a fly buzzing around in here. You know, it's getting to be winter time, right? So kind of sneaking in, trying to sneak inside. So I got a little behind. I was out of town. I think I missed on Thursday. I think I missed Thursday morning, but that's all right. We'll make for it this week. Thanksgiving week. What are you thankful for? I'm thankful for being back at the gym. Like I said, I was out of town all week, so I wasn't at my gym. Should have worked out while I was gone, but I did not. But anyway, here we are this morning, Monday morning, mind, body, and spirit, right? So hope you get some exercise in. Hope you get a little bit of reflection time, devotional time, whatever it is that recharges your batteries. And then our mind, our character capacity, chapter 11, your choices are based on good values, right? And one of the things that John Maxwell says, he says that at the time he wrote this book, he said nearly 70 years old, he says, I'm finding that my values are probably deeper and stronger than they've ever been in my life, right? I rely less and less on beliefs, which he says I seem to have fewer of as I age. So what's the difference? What's the difference between values and beliefs? Well, your values don't change. Your values are ingrained in you. I guess you could create new values, but for the most part, our values are created, early on in life. But our beliefs change all the time, right? Our beliefs change all the time. We get new information, and so we might believe something to be this way, but then we get new information, and so it's so we can change our beliefs, right? We talk about um, some people say, well, you change your mind. Well, I didn't change my mind. I made a new decision based on, I made a new decision based on new information, right? It's not just changing your mind. Just change your mind. You just say, well, it's not this way anymore. Um, every time you learn something new, your beliefs adjust. And so over time, we've let go of dozens of beliefs. Think about Santa Claus. I'll just leave it right there, right? Santa Claus. Um, John Maxwell again talks about when he was in his 20s, he believed that environment was the most important factor in the upbringing of a child, and he was certain that DNA was less important. But then, as time goes on, he learned that he adopted a couple of children. It said it didn't take long for us to recognize the strength of genetics, right? So when you think about genetics, we think about how do you gain weight? How do does that mean that can be overcome? Absolutely. But your genetics, you're going to be predisposed to certain things, right? So certain traits and behaviors are hardwired into us. And so, so your genetics play a part. Your environment plays a part too, but you can grow up in a bad environment and change, right? And become very successful, highly successful. It depends on how you use that, right? So John Maxwell says he's far less interested in certainty about many things and much more interested in clarity about the few things that matter, right? Those things are crystal clear. The things that are crystal clear are his values, right? So why put so much emphasis on values? Because values create the foundation of your character, and your character provides the foundation for your success, right? Um, and so here's his list, right? Why is character so important, and why you should make the choices that you need to develop your character capacity. Number one, good character is a choice that you can make every day, right? Good character is a choice that you can make every day. We should focus more on choices that impact who we are inside, right? So, what are you focused on day to day, right? What are you focused on day to day? Are you focused on making your work more lucrative, making your company bigger, raising up your organization, or making your character better, deeper, stronger, right? The choices that you make every day make you, right? Number two. So number one, good character is a choice you can make every day. Number two, good character speaks louder than words, right? Character is what people see when they look at you. It speaks more loudly than your words. It speaks more um, loudly than the words that other people say about you, right? Your character represents you, to the world, right? Um, think about characters doing the right thing even when nobody's watching, right? Because somebody's always watching, right? Doing the right thing even when nobody's watching. Um, Number three, good character is consistent in all areas of life. When you have good character, you have it in every area of your life consistently, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the setting, regardless of the context, right? Um, um, Again, it's the way people see you. They see that, all the time. People can tell whether you're good or not, and it doesn't make any. If your character is poor, you can't fake it, right? You can't have good character in your personal life and bad character in your business life, right? It's something that comes through everywhere in every aspect of your life. Number four, good character engenders trust, right? When people live a fragmented life, people never know what to expect from them, but they don't know how a person's going to act in any given situation. But a person of good character lives by the same consistent standard, invites trusts. People know what they can expect when they're dealing with you, right? When you make a commitment to somebody else and you keep that commitment, you create trust, right? Number five, good character is tested in times of trouble, right? When things get tough, how's your character hold up, right? If you're a person of good character, when things get tough, you will continue to march. You will continue to do things the way that you did them before, right? Um, um, it is. There's just I was looking at a story here. He said. Um, there was a story about these two men. This is his in good characters tested in trust. I once read a story about two men in their 70s. They were named John and George. They'd been friends since high school, but they were both very stubborn people. As a result, they argued all the time and often went for weeks without speaking to one another. Um, One day, after an especially heated argument over some trivial matter, they exchanged unkind words, went their separate ways. They didn't speak to each other for months. George became critically ill, summoned John to his bed, and saying he wanted to heal their relationship before he died. And he took John's hand and he said, "John, I forgive you. Will you forgive me?" And John was deeply moved by his friend's final gesture, but before he could respond, George confided, "I have just one more thing. If I get well and I don't die after all, then this doesn't count." Right? He said, "This story might be a silly story, but it reveals an important truth. Adversity doesn't build character, it reveals character, right? How you act in times of trouble reveals your true character, right? Um, Remember that words, when somebody said, "Well, I didn't mean it." You know what? If you said it, it came from in here. It's what's deep down, right? You got to be careful about that, right? Good character always, number six, good character always takes the high road, right? Most people think about, I'll treat others the way that I've been treated, right? Treat me right, I'll treat you right. No, no, treat other people right anyway, right? I mentioned this, told the story about my grandson, right? Who got upset because he held a door open for somebody and they did not respond, right? They didn't say thank you or anything like that, and he, made some snide comment, "You're welcome," some sarcastic thing, right? And I told him that wasn't right. It wasn't right for the people not to say thank you, right? It was a nice gesture of his to hold the door open for them. And it was and it would have been polite for them to say thank you. And the fact that they didn't say thank you doesn't change what's in your heart, right? Shouldn't change what's in your heart. You hold the door open because it's the right thing to do, not because you expect somebody to say thank you. And I know that's a small thing, but think about think about that in a larger context. That applies everywhere. You do what you do not for repayment, but because it's the right thing to do, right? um, if I loan money because I can. I would like to be paid back, but I loan money with the expectation that I may never get it back, always, right? If I give money to the guy on the corner, Some people go, oh, they're just going to buy booze or they're just going to buy drugs or whatever. Not in my heart, not in my mind. I'm giving it to them. They're going to buy food. What they do with it, I can't control that. But what's in my heart, I'm given for the right reason. I'm given because they're in need, right? Not always. You always got to you got to have some common sense applies to it. But low road people, there's a difference between the low road and the high road, right? Low road people seek revenge and retaliation when wronged. Low road people play the same game that other people. Oh, two can play that game, right? You ever heard that, right? Low road people are guided by emotions that constantly go up and down. Low road people are reactive and they live no better than anyone else does. High road people extend unconditional love and forgiveness. Don't have to forgive behave. You don't have to um forgive's not the right word. um you don't have to like the behavior, but dislike the behavior, don't dislike the person, right? High road people extend unconditional love and forgiveness. High road people refuse to play games, right? High road people are guided by good character and values. They're proactive and they live exceptional lives. I would love it if I could say I always take the high road with everybody, but I don't. I don't. But it's a something. It's a weakness that I. It's a weakness of me, not a weakness of them. Right. Number seven, good character delivers on its promises. Right. If you promise something, if you commit to something, um, come through. Right. Come through. Um, his capacity questions, his character capacity questions, page 197 in the book. Number one, have you ever identified and defined your values and put them in writing? If not, do so now. And if you have, review them. Are they the same? Have things changed over time? Number two, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself on consistency when it comes to acting on your values through character choices, right? If you didn't give yourself a 10, and who does, what should you start doing differently to raise your scores? And number three, when dealing with others, do you most often take the high road, the middle road, the low road? What do you what do you think? Why do you respond the way you do? And what can you do to become more of a high road person? A high road person. So your character capacity, right? Character capacity, your choice is based on good values. Your choices are based on good values. This was chapter 11 of John Maxwell's No Limits. Um, you have no limits. The limits that we set in our own lives, the limits that we have in our own lives are limits that we put in here quite often, right? Are we growing? Are we continuing to make ourselves better on a day-to-day basis? 15 minutes, you made yourself better. Okay. Hope to see you tomorrow morning. Happy Thanksgiving week. If you, I'll get caught up, and I may even post Thanksgiving and Friday and Thanksgiving Day too. It's a Thursday. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. I hope you have a fantastic week. Get out there, make today your best day ever so far. See you tomorrow.